SpaceX is big, like really big. After all, if they're planning to take people more often to space, they might as well build country-sized launch pads. But I wonder, if SpaceX was the size of the Earth, how big is space? Hey, Hans here. I've watched lots of sci-fi movies and have read quite a lot of books actually that talk about space and its complexity, size, and even attempts to explain the unbelievable vastness of it using measurements like a billion light years or phrases like, there are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on the beach. The thing is, for average persons like me, I'm thinking, wait a second, I can't seem to wrap my head around the idea of the vastness of space. And I know that with these phrases that I'm supposed to definitely feel the chills, probably the feeling of looking down on a cliff or maybe watching a horror movie on Netflix with those chills. Anyway, seeing geeky stuff or measurements of light years just gives me a vibe or, okay, cool. But nothing seems to give justice on how enormous space really is. But that changed when I read a certain book that sort of created justice for describing the universe in a uniquely structured way that actually made me feel weird. Definitely not the chills, but something more interesting. So, let's dive in.
There's a book that claims to be non-fiction, but regardless of that debate, which is a topic for another video, the structure of its details is beyond fascinating. In Chapter 2 of the Uranti book, it states this sentence once. There are 3,840,101 inhabited planets currently in our local universe. And it goes on to describe incredible details about the order of the so-called Master Universe, starting with our local system. So, let's picture the Earth as this purple flat circle. And let's do some simple math. In fact, for the purposes of this video, I'll include some animations along with the numbers just so it's simpler to understand. So, since our local universe is divided into 10,000 local systems, that means an average local system would be this number divided by this number, giving us 384 inhabited planets. Let's visualize those planets as circles and zoom out and line them up in a straight line. A line that represents 384 planets. Since this is just one local system, let's place them along 10,000 companion lines so that together we can see how they represent the 10,000 local systems. Now, let's think of each of these chunks as one constellation with a total of about 100 chunks or 100 constellations. A complete constellation can fit about 1,000 planets, and because 384 planets is just an average, let's modify the graphs to represent the incompleteness of these systems. Other graphs are shorter, while others are longer. Just like how humans are born every day, many stars are also born every time. Some constellations like Orion may contain about 700 planets, while others might even contain about as little as 200 planets. Let's pull back to see our entire 100 constellations containing the 3,840,101 planets of our own local universe, called Nebadon. Now, our local universe is a fragment of another subunit called Minor Sector, which contains about 100 Nebadon-like local universes. Our minor sector is called ENSA, yielding a total of about 1 billion inhabited planets. ENSA is a minor sector, which means that it is just a part of a next subunit called a major sector. Easy names: minor, major. Our major sector is called Splandon. Splandon has 10,000 local universes, or Nebadon-like groups, with a total of about 100 billion inhabited planets. Splandon is the fifth major sector out of the 10 major sectors of the next subunit called a superuniverse. Our superuniverse is called Arvonton. Arvonton has about 1 trillion inhabited planets contained within about 100,000 local universes or Nebadon-like structures. We're talking about inhabited planets here, not including the vacant planets like Mars. Our Arvonton superuniverse is the 7th within the 7 superuniverses that we know to contain about 700,000 local universes with about 7 trillion inhabited planets. This is just an insane amount of space for future star birth and exoplanets. The 7 superuniverses orbit the central universe where the paradise of the ultimate creator is located, or the divine residence of the ultimate god of the entire creation. Going beyond our superuniverse, there are 4 outer space levels of future creation. This is literally outer space. So, let's head back to Earth, the planet where the Creator's Son chose to live his life as a human, the one planet out of the 3,840,101 inhabited planets.
Our planet is a member of an enormous cosmos, but it's just as precisely doomed and lovingly raised as if it was the only living planet in space.